You know, I've had this hat for a few years now, and the brim is starting to rip. The pins are starting to get stuck to the hat. I can't take them off because they're rusted from the sweat, and that's probably not good. It's probably not healthy to be wearing that on my head all day, so I think it's time I retire this in favor of a new hat. Let some other hat get worn, start a new legacy, create new memories with a brand new hat. Because as much as I love this hat, I mean, I don't think I'm going to retire it for good. I might take it to a couple concerts in the future if Ghost ever comes back to the States after doing their 2019 European tour. So for now, I think it's time to retire this in favor of a new one. Let's get into the video. So last night, Saturday night, I went to a ghost ritual, my very first one in Boston with a friend, and it was very enjoyable. It was a 20 out of 10 experience. I would totally do that again. If I have the opportunity, if they ever come back to the States, maybe sometime in 2020, if they ever decide to come back and give their US fans another tour. Although I do think Australia deserves a little bit of love, because I don't think they've ever been to Australia from what I've heard. Maybe they have, but I'm not sure. But I think a part of this Rats on the Road or a Pale tour named Death, I think they might be having one or two, maybe 3 shows in Australia. But the show that I went to in Boston last night was a bucket list item checked off the list. It was a very enjoyable show. When it started, everybody cheered, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was exciting to see all of the little references and little things that they do on stage that I've heard so much about, and I've seen photos and videos online of people enjoying themselves, at other ghost rituals in the past, and it just seemed so fun, and it only made me want to attend even more this show in Boston. Now, I had purchased the tickets because I bought 2. I didn't want to go alone. Even though I would be with a group of people that shared a common interest with myself, I would still feel slightly uncomfortable going into the city alone and then coming home alone at night. And the whole atmosphere of the show was amazing. My friend enjoyed it, even though Ghost is really not his genre or his style of music. He still enjoyed some of the songs. I think he enjoyed, I think one of his favorites was Mummy Dust, because that's like a very heavy song, similar to what he's used to and what he likes. He's actually in a metalcore band, which is, I guess, more his style of music. I'm not really big on it, but I'm kind of getting into it, so I can kind of see how he's a bit iffy on Ghost, but he still went and he still enjoyed the show. He still had fun. I think he enjoyed more of the theatrical side of the show rather than more of the musical side, which is fine. Not everybody is gonna like Ghost. I understand that, I just wanted someone to go with, you know. And I know my friend, the friend that I went with, is really into music, so I figured either way we would have a fun time going. And it was extremely fun. It really was. I don't know. Finally being able to see them live. I think watching them perform live, I feel, was so much better than listening to their albums on repeat. Mostly because I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like it's so much better live than it is to hear their albums. And I love their albums. I love their pre-recorded music, but there's just another element to it. There's a much better element to their music when they when any band really performs live. And now that Ghost is putting more of an emphasis on the theatrical side of their shows, it's even more amazing. And the venue for last night's show, or Saturday night's show, the Bach Center Wang Theater in Boston, was the best place for Ghost to perform. It had that sort of old, sort of Renaissance, I guess, feel. My friend kind of pointed out that it kind of felt like the Sistine Chapel a little bit, because it had paintings on the ceiling and intricate, detailed carvings of faces and busts, kind of not full busts on the ceiling, but like portraits, very detailed, three-dimensional portraits on the ceiling, and just the intricate details of the theater made the atmosphere of Ghost that much better. And I felt, from being a longtime fan of Ghost and knowing sort of the direction the band is going, I feel like that whole sort of Michelangelo style paintings on ceilings and that sort of medieval intricate hand-carved detail really fits with Ghost's sort of image and their style, really. I don't think it would have been, it still would have been enjoyable had they been at the TD Garden or another location in Boston, but I definitely think that the Wang Theater was the best venue for them. It made it feel like you were in an actual chapel when they were performing, and it was just absolutely amazing, and I would definitely do it again, 100%. If I had the opportunity, I would definitely want to go again. And who knows, maybe by the time Ghost comes back to the US, maybe in 2020, maybe they'll have some new material, so it'll be even more exciting and more enjoyable. I was just happy to hear Cerise and Ritual performed live. Those are two of my favorite songs. Ritual was the song that kind of got me into Ghost, and then Cerise was the song that really just made me fall in love with the band. So those two songs were really enjoyable to hear last night at the concert. And the audience, like the audience was the first act of the show. The audience was I don't know, trying to get into it, I guess, or just enjoying this show a little bit. And then the second half, I guess everybody had a couple of beers at least, so they were more not necessarily rowdy, but they were getting into the show a little bit more. They were loosening up, as you would normally say in that sort of situation. So the second half of the show I thought was definitely more entertaining from the audience perspective. The whole show itself was entertaining, but to hear the audience participate in singing the songs was definitely really enjoyable, and I would do it again. I would go again in a heartbeat. If somebody wanted to go with me, I would totally go again, just because it was that fun, and it was amazing. I loved it. So I'm gonna go sort of reflect on the night and kind of. I'm still trying to get over what happened. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, keep rocking on.